that wall, actually. There you go. But check out this painting by my niece. You can't really see it because the light's on it really, really sharp. But okay, welcome to the show, y'all. I'm going to be reading the first chapter of the first book in the REM World trilogy. If my cat will leave me alone, Orion, now is not the time, sweetheart. Thank you. Anyway, Orion, seriously, go away. It's going to be the first book in my adult fantasy trilogy. Basically, dreams are real and they can kill you. It follows the story of Julian Desmond, a 31-year-old funeral director from London, England, who wakes up one day in a dream world, and his dream characters are all telling him that, hey, you actually traveled into another dimension, this is all real, and you can die here. So he's got to recover his memories because he has amnesia, can't remember his waking life. Until he can remember his waking life, he can't leave REM World. So that's just a little um, backstory. I'm sorry, my cat is like really up in my face. Uh, so that's just a little precursor. When you see me move this sign over here, you're going to want to like leave the video because I'm going to be sharing a segment um, of the book that somebody else, one of my readers, really enjoyed at the very end of this video. And if you don't want spoilers, you might want to tune out as soon as that happens. So without further ado, I guess we will begin reading. Chapter 1, Hostage. REM Day 1. Julian's head pounds, a sure sign he overindulged in the pub last evening. He cracks his eyes open a sliver, but shields them again in an instant. Is every damn candle in the room lit? Dragging himself upright, he presses the heels of his hands into his eyes and squints at the room. Bookshelves line every wall. A thick maroon rug with swirls of gold stretches beneath him. Near a fireplace, a few items of furniture gather round a short table. A settee, armchair, and overstuffed rocking chair match the high polished mahogany trimmings of the room. None of this is familiar to him. Where the bloody hell is he? He must have drank quite a lot for a stranger to carry him into this home. He raises to his feet and throws open his waistcoat. Digging in his pockets, he finds a modest satchel of coins. Nobody thought to rob him then. Where is the door to leave this room? And where is the master of this house? Odd of the owner to leave him laying on the parlor floor. He freezes. A figure lurks beside the fireplace. Their skin shines like glass, striped brown and yellow. Light green braids cascade from their head, tumbling past their shoulders. Beneath two green brows, eyes the color of dandelions stare at him. It's a statue, he realizes with relief. It's a towering man of 6 feet, hewn of stone. He looks closer, appreciating the sharp cheekbones accentuating the deep-set yellow eyes. The space under them is hollow, bordering on gaunt. A long, slender nose juts out over soft beige lips. Brown leather trousers cover its lower portion. Its maroon vest unbuttoned to reveal a chiseled stone torso. The beauty's lost in the bizarre choice of rock. Marble or porcelain would have been better. And the hair. No accomplished artisan would have fixed such a gaudy wig upon their creation. Why on earth would someone commission such a thing? It blinks. He feels sick, flushed and chilled. A sensation of pins and needles races across his skin. No, he imagined it. He's certain he imagined. There! It blinks again. He tenses, as still as the creature. His breath comes in rapid pants, so fast and shallow he fears he may faint. His body refuses to move. If he moves, the thing may take it as a threat. Did he not learn somewhere to never look a strange mutt in the eyes? Oh, but he dares not allow the creature to leave his sight. What do you remember? The quiet voice comes from those stone lips. They move. He can't process the question. The ringing in his ears is too loud, too overpowering. The beast approaches half a step and he screams, stumbling to the floor. His gaze darts around the room. Bookshelves everywhere. Where is the sodding door? The creature steps toward him. Drawing a breath, he gives another shout, regaining his footing. His back presses against something. Another blasted bookcase. Using the shelves to steady himself, he climbs to his feet. Books thud to the floor all around him, but he doesn't take his eyes off the figure. The creature goes still. His pounding heartbeat replaces the ringing in his ears. Sweat dribbles into his eyes, streaming down his neck. He can't breathe. He can't breathe. The abomination's lime green braids glow to life. He shrieks once more, but it dies away after the first note. A sense of calm settles over him. Remaining plastered against the bookshelf, he trains his eyes on the thing. When it moves, turning to the side, he tenses. I will not harm you, it says, licking its beige lips. The tongue is pink, but the normalcy of it is somehow more grotesque. It would be better if the thing had a forked tongue, if it were orange or yellow. As it is, it looks as if the creature took a part of a human's body and attached it to itself. Abominable thought. He wishes he hadn't imagined it. The rock monster speaks again. Its voice sounds deep, like a male. My name is Jax. Please, sit and I'll. Julian jumps, yelling as a bookshelf swings from the wall to his left. An old woman enters the room. The skin of her jaws wilt like melting wax. And who might you be? Her withered lips flattened in a regretful line. Movement draws his attention. Jax sits in an armchair. He doesn't wear shoes, revealing feet much like his own except for horns growing from each heel. Julian returns to his attention to the newcomer. Her hair is like a cotton ball painted in rainbow colors. It's not its natural coloring, for her eyebrows are white. She's half a head shorter than him, with a skeletal frame. Her lower lids pull away from sharp hazel eyes, as if weighted down by the puffy bags beneath them. She appears in every way human. Swallowing a lump in his throat, he takes the old woman's wrist in his hand and whispers, Ma'am, now is our opportunity. We must escape this creature. The old woman watches him with vacant concern. Wildness overtakes him. Do you understand me? We're in danger, madam. The lines around her lips multiply under a light gray grin. One incisor crosses over her front tooth a little. Jax is a Clavo, sweetie. Nothing to fear. He's just not from Earth. Utter disbelief chases away all his fear and urgency. She said Earth, not from Earth. Is she completely off her trolley? Of course he's from Earth. Did he fall for the moon? He covers his mouth to muffle the words from Jax. He was born here in REM. Oh, don't look so worried. You'll learn it all soon enough. She gives him a warm smile. Oh, her mind is gone. She truly doesn't recognize the threat standing feet from them. His heart thunders against his ribs. It's a violation of propriety, but he takes hold of her and pushes her from the room. She struggles against him, mounting protests, and he ceases his efforts. Jax doesn't so much as glance in their direction, despite the commotion. The old woman levels a disapproving glare at Julian. Enough. Let's sit down and have a nice conversation. She swings the bookshelf back in place. It must be on a hinge of some sort. At the last moment, he stops it with his foot. Ma'am, please, it isn't safe. He catches her by one bony arm as she passes. She intends to sit with the monstrous thing. The woman gives a soft laugh. Sweetie, I promise you're in no danger. Come on now. He resists her gentle pull. It'll be difficult enough on his own. To attempt this with a woman who will fight him all the way will mean certain failure. With regret, he considers the old woman. Godspeed, he mutters, giving her arm a squeeze. Prying away from her, he bolts through the open bookshelf. His heart hammers, his every nerve ablaze. At any second, he expects the creature to tackle him to the ground. What if it possesses ungodly speed, beastly strength? The corridor is pitch black, but he runs at full speed anyway. The dim light of the candle sconces provides some illumination, but more than once he clips his shoulder on a wall. The place is medieval, like a dungeon. The walls are crude blocks of limestone, weeping with moisture. The floor is hard-packed dirt. There are no windows, no clear exits from this dank hell. Darkness swallows the ceiling. The corridor forms a crossroad, and he bears left with no thought to where it might lead. He takes a right, then another left. After running for so long he feels he may become sick, he collapses against the wall and fights for his breath. Sliding down to sit on the floor of filth, he tries to make sense of his morning. It is morning, is it not? He'll never drink again, he vows it. No, it's definitely Geist. He launches to his feet. The owner of the gruff voice is around the corner, hidden from view. Hoofbeats ricochet off the musty walls, the man's horse walking at a lazy pace. Panic closes his throat and his mind. We got eyes on him, but they're waiting for backup. His blood is hot and loud in his ears. Send the Katek to the federal border and stop right there. He's caught. No, the man isn't in sight yet. He's not yet spotted him. Darting down the corridor the way he came, he runs straight ahead. Into a dead end. Where there should be more hallway, there's only a stone wall. He runs the other way, looking all over hell for an adjoining passage he may have missed. I said to stop your arguing, Felix. This is Geist, goddammit. The man is close. If he goes back, he'll cross paths with him. Trapped, he breathes much too fast. Perspiration cuts a line down his temple. If you send your fucking bounty hunters in there, it'll be nothing but sport to him. This is it. There's nowhere to. There. The door almost matches the wall, but a slim line of warm light glows at the threshold. He fumbles for the doorknob, praying it's not locked. Stifling a cry of victory when the knob turns, he slips into the room and closes the door. The soft click sounds like a slam to his ragged nerves. The hoofbeats grow louder, slowing as they pass the sanctuary. A series of beeps filter through the door, followed by a loud rumbling noise. It's best if the Katek doesn't engage with Geist unless forced. Dismantle his battalion and bring in his illegal NTs. There's no sense in. The grating sound overtakes the rest, but the man's voice is fading anyway. He cracks open the door, his curiosity besting him. The dead end is wide open, the stone wall lowering like a vertical gate. More secret passageways. Good God, where the hell is he? He presses his forehead against the door, exhausted in every way. A loud scraping sound makes him jump. Someone's in the room with him. A robed figure stands from their chair behind a wooden desk. Its blue garment covers them head to toe, a hood concealing their face. There are no eye holes in the covering, but it isn't a veil as ladies sometimes wear. Honestly, they may as well be wearing a potato sack over their head. He gropes for the doorknob. Are you human? The warble in his voice undermines his authority. They come to the front of their desk. I asked you a question. They reach toward him, intending to seize him, and he throws open the door, speeding through the maze of corridors. His gait slows when he finds himself alone. Where on earth is he? How did he get here? If he could remember, perhaps he could find his way home again. Where is his home? He's so flummoxed he can't even remember his own address. Sir? He prepares to turn tail in the other direction, but then he recognizes her multicolored hair. You escaped! He closes the distance between them with haste, standing with her at the mouth of a dark hallway. A brief scan of her person reveals she suffered no apparent harm. Ma'am, please, would you remember how you came into this place? How might we return to the outside world? This way. She takes him by the arm and pulls him into a black passageway. It's another dead end, nothing more than a small alcove. Before he can say a word, a large metal slab slams down and blocks them in. He struggles against it, praying for the strength to lift it. It proves impossible. We're trapped. He whirls on the older woman as a candle flame blooms to life. She keeps her back turned to him, hunched over and fiddling with something. The dim lighting of the candle sconce shrouds her expression, hides her intentions. Ma'am? Beeping sounds through the small place, not unlike what he heard at the other dead end. Ice slips into his gut and sets his hair on end. Foreboding twists his insides until his stomach is a turbulent sea. Madam, what have you there? I demand. The wall before them swings open, revealing a familiar room. In, orders the elderly lady, gesturing to Jack sitting on the settee. What is this? Why are you aiding this abomination? He presses his back against the other wall. At the slight lift in her brow, he glances to Jack's. He stands now, glaring in their direction. Come in. He folds his glossy hands before himself. I will forgive your rudeness, considering you're new here. The woman all but drags him into the room, but he allows her. There's nowhere else to go. In fact, she's human. Ah, ah. The fact she's human is a comfort. Her hair is odd, and she wears ankle-length trousers instead of a corseted dress, but she's human, isn't she? Jax takes several steps toward them, and he panics. He must escape this place. He won't be this creature's hostage. Hostage. He seizes the old woman. She gives a little shout of surprise, but he's too desperate to allow his guilt to stop him. Pinning her arms with one of his, he grasps her neck in one hand. Jax freezes. You're working together to some end, are you not? He squeezes the woman's neck for emphasis. It's like wrapping his hand around a pillow. It's so soft and delicate. Remorse wars against his basic desire for self-preservation. He never looks away from Jax. Are you a monster as well, old woman, or merely serving one? I'm from Earth. She wiggles in his arms. I'm human, like you. Julian shakes his head, glancing down at her face, then back to Jax. You're mental, you are. Off your sodding nut. You mean to say this thing standing here is from some other world? Nausea takes root and his head swims. This can't be reality. None of this can be truth. It's a mere abomination of nature, nothing more. Has age so addled your mind you can't? Lieutenant, your patience irritates me, growls Jax. Release yourself before I do so for you. He's new, Jax. Let him adjust. Let him learn. There are consequences to his threats. A thrill of fear weakens his knees, but he pushes it away. Jax growls, a noise like gravel and scraping metal. I will not abide by specious rhetoric. Captain, please. The old woman's brows turn up in the middle. At Jax's stubborn glare, she touches her hand to Julian's leg. Madam, he gasps, quite shocked she would take such liberties with his person. Reaffirming his grip on her neck, he gives her a warning squeeze. Please, I will back us into a bookcase and you will show me the way from this place. I have no desire to harm you. With a resigned sigh, she says, I don't want to hurt you either. Then a flash of violet light sends his legs buckling under him. He releases the woman with a sharp cry, pressing his hands to either side of the still sizzling wound. A jagged, charred hole in his trousers smolders, the edges red with embers. End of chapter 1. If you can't tell, I was a little nervous reading it. I stumbled over it a bit. I didn't even get past page 1 before I started. Well, no, I got past page 1. It was page 2 when I started really starting to mess up. But I hope that it was engaging. Kelly says I shared you. Thank you, Kelly. Candy says hi. Hi, Candy. Lily, inbox me for your reading. Okay. Uh, what? 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 Oh man, the spam bots are here. Go away. Anyway, Candy says you're awesome. Thank you. Um, but yeah, so that was chapter 1. I don't know if you guys have gotten that far, if you guys have started reading yet or not, but if you haven't, well, you don't have to read chapter 1. Kelly says, I love it. Awesome. Thank you, Kelly. I am going to read a scene that is a lot later in the book. Um, Donna, my sister, actually read this right when I finished it. She was my first beta. She was my alpha reader. She was reading it while I wrote it. Helped me with a few opening chapters. So she really liked uh, this one scene that's later on in the book. So I'm going to read that to you guys. And if you don't want spoilers, then you guys can, tune out if you want. But let's say, Kelly, I love it. Tiffany, good job. Thanks, Tiffany. I was super nervous the whole time. Like my face is like really red, very hot. But no, you know what? Like I thought the first chapter was a little slow, but like that was my concern, is that I was going to read it and it wasn't going to be very engaging. But I forgot that I did add a lot of action in chapter 1. Like, yeah, not a lot happens, but it's the introduction. It's when Julian first wakes up, he's trying to like figure out how to escape all these monsters that keep coming after him, basically. So I'm glad that you guys liked it. I really do. And everyone that shared this video today while I was reading it, or shares it now, it will be entered into a drawing for a free ebook. I'll gift you an ebook from Amazon when I'm done with all 7 of these, like whoever gets drawn. So please like and share. And I guess now's the time to go ahead and read that one scene. And Tiffany, I think, is the only one that's actually read that scene already. It's Tiffany. It's the grave scene, if you know what I'm talking about. It made Donna cry. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about. But it's that one. That's the one I'm getting ready to read. It's just that one, like a few paragraphs of that scene, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna read. I'm not gonna read it all, just some of it. But if you don't want spoilers, here's a little spoiler thingy. Kelly Stacy says, I want your book if I win. Oh yeah, no, it will be my book. I'm sorry, I should clarify. It's going to be my book that you'll be receiving. It wasn't in Freezing Fire. Where was it? Which chapter was it? It wasn't Julian's Pet. The Clastians? It may have been the Clastians. Yeah, because shit starts like really going sour. So I think it's the Clastians. Let me see. Oh, Tiffany remembers. Yeah. Yeah, that one hurt me. I still get like misty-eyed when I read that one. It's bad. Like let me see. I didn't want to kill anybody. Let me see. That's not it. Okay, yeah, no, that's it. All right, so let me just roll on down. So if you don't want spoilers, remember there's spoilers about to happen. Okay, so where's this thingy? Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going. Is that good? No, 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 no. That's the wrong death. Down, 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 down. Oh, ah. Okay, all right. There we go. There we go. We're almost there. This is like page 384 of a 413 page book. So if you don't want spoilers, run away. Where's it at? Where'd it go? Ah, there it is. Perfect. All right. So can everyone see the little spoiler thing? I don't want anyone getting this spoiled for them. Come here. Open. That way I can see it. Okay. And just want to make sure that's up. Okay, great. Okay, so here we go. Here's the scene that was one of my readers' favorites. Okay. Should I change the names? No, okay, I'm just gonna do it because if you're here, then you want the spoilers, so it's okay. All right, I'm going to start up here first. Where should I start? Where should I start? Uh, Sarah's face swims before him, hands on either of his shoulders. He failed her too. He promised himself to pull it together and be the man she could lean on. God, how can he fail so much, so often? I'm sorry, Sarah. Hush now. You have nothing for which to apologize. He winces at the kindness in her eyes, so much like Evelyn's. Let's leave now. I'll prepare lunch for you. We can sit in the cool morning, in the garden, and speak of Evelyn. Come. And her voice is soft and comforting, so he smiles. Yes, yes, let us do that. He darts a glance over her head to Thomas and clears his cheeks of the salty wetness. Thomas is near detonation, complexion a dark, unhealthy red. He turns with Sarah, thinking it best to hurry to depart. He spares a cursory glance to the open grave on their left as they pass, then casts a backwards glance to Thomas. It's the span of a flashbulb's life, his eyes moving between the grave and Thomas, but long enough, for he seizes the opportunity to lunge for him. He spins on heel, trying to tuck Sarah behind him to protect her, but he isn't fast enough. Thomas shoves her, his mouth gaping in a guttural roar as he descends on his ex-lover. He shoves her toward the grave, the open grave. Ignoring the fist careening toward his face, he extends his hand to Sarah as she stumbles. He feels her fingers, sees her horrified expression as she teeters over the abyss. Knuckles smash against his jaw. Sarah's fingers are gone. He gropes, blind, but she's not within reach. He shoves Thomas, knocking the breath from him with an uppercut to his gut. Sarah is nowhere in sight. Scrambling to the edge of the grave, he peers inside. Sarah lies there, reaching up for help from the pit. She cocks her head to the side, a sharp angle to her neck, but she lives. He's overcome with shock to find her breathing, and his mind doesn't quite process the scene. He isn't sure what the bulge in her neck could be. His senses return, and with it, his voice. She's alive, he screams. But before he can climb inside, her arm drops. He watches him with the same wide-eyed stare as Evelyn fixed upon him less than a week ago. He mimics it, frozen in place. His knees don't feel the frost-hardened earth. The sound of Officer Daniels apprehending Thomas is little more than background noise. The crying and fainting women gathering at the grave doesn't faze him. He can't interact with the well-meaning men who attempt to drag him from the scene. There's no point to life anymore, not for Julian. His every worthwhile purpose congregates 6 feet within the earth. There's no reason not to join them as soon as possible. What joy can life offer to console him? What happiness will it extend, only to rip it away too soon? He resolves there is none. And he lived happily ever after. I put this motherfucker through the fucking ringer, guys. You have no idea. This is just part of it. Hey, wait till you read the rest of the shit that happens to this guy. It is just not good. Oh, okay. So that was that scene. And as I was reading it, I kind of felt like it wasn't, it didn't hit as hard unless you had read the rest of the book. Like by itself, it doesn't really do much, does it? Is everything good? And Tiffany says, I feel so bad for Julian. Yeah, me too. I destroyed that man. Candy says, love it. Okay, awesome, great, glad to hear it. I mean, it is out of context, so I hope that it's still the feeling still got across. But that was Donna's favorite, one of her favorite scenes in the book. And tomorrow's video, I'll be doing the same thing with a little spoiler sign. I'll be reading someone else's favorite scene in the book. So, Tiffany, if you want to give me one, I don't have one for tomorrow. So, if you want to give one for me to share, I'll do that. But yeah, that's the whew, that is chapter one and Donna's favorite scene. So, how this only went on for 30 minutes. Does anyone have any like questions or like Q&A or anything like that? Like I should feel like I said that it was only gonna like it was gonna last an hour and it only lasted 30 minutes. Tiffany says, "Got you. Thank you, Tiffany. Appreciate it." uh yeah, but I'm excited. I think everyone on here is either on my street team or on my street team. Except for Kelly. Is Kelly still here? When is the book being released? The book is being released. I'm aiming for June, because I'm trying to do enough marketing and promotional work first. I'm still reaching out to influencers and book reviewers, blogs, things like that to get that done. I have a morning segment with the local radio, that I am going to go ahead and get in on. I can do that. So I'm going to have like a little guest spot on a radio show. Um, what else am I going to do? There was other things I was going to do. There's a whole bunch of crap that I'm doing for marketing, trying to get it out there because if people don't know about a book, they're not going to read it. They don't know it exists. So yeah, I have a lot of marketing I want to do first, but I'm hoping beginning of June is my target launch date for the pre-order. So everyone will be able to pre-order it at the beginning of June. And the pre-order will last for 3 months. So June, July, August, it'll be on pre-order. And then June, July, August, September, beginning of September, it'll start downloading in everybody's Kindles if they get the ebook version. And it'll start shipping out if they've ordered like a hardback or a paperback copy or something. And if you're on my street team or you're liking and sharing my videos and you're local and you want me to sign your book for you, I will sign your book for you. I appreciate you guys, supporting me. It's really important to me. I've wanted to write since I was 12. I wanted to become a published author. It's all I've ever wanted to do. So, Tiffany says, I want to hear an audio snippet when you get a voice actor. Yes, actually, I just got done speaking to the voice actor that I'm really thinking about doing. Um, the voice actor, his name is Nigel Peaver, and he's done a lot of great fantasy work. yeah, which one was it? The False Prince or the Broken Prince? One of the two. I'll post a sample on the REM World Trilogy page when I'm done here, but he does amazing work, like background sound effects, different character voices, things like that. He's going to send me a sample soon, but he's very popular, but he agreed to work with me. He's excited about my work. So we're going to work together, but it's going to take a while for the actual audiobook to come out. We're going to start doing that. It's going to start recording, go into production in October. So it's going to be a Christmas release for the audiobook, if I end up going with him, which all signs are kind of pointing to me going with him because he's incredible. And you'll see what I mean when I post the sample of his other work on the Rimworld Trilogy page. Let's see. Kelly, Gary Vaynerchuk, Candy, you should do a reading at Barnes and Noble. I will look into that, see if local Barnes and Noble will let me do that. My book will be available in Barnes and Noble because I will be publishing on several platforms, and one of those platforms allows me to get into brick and mortar stores. So my book will be available in Barnes and Noble physical copies. Kelly, who is a fees wide? I don't know. I'm being spammed like crazy. I don't know why my comment section is getting spammed. I'm gonna have to do something with the settings and make it to where like only people who has had like a profile for so long is able to comment or something. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to fix that. After I was done reading, I went over and started looking in the thing, and it was like, get your free reading, get your free reading, and I'm like, what are you? Free reading for what? What are you talking about? Who are you people? Oh, at least it's not Cars extended warranty anymore. Could be worse. But yeah, so that's the plans for the audiobook. That's and the pre-order release, and then do. I think I pretty much covered both of those. Yeah. So I'll be doing a lot more marketing here lately. So if anybody wants to help me by liking and sharing my stuff, getting the word out, talk to your friends and family. Word of mouth is really important. Because people are more likely to listen to their friend when they say something like, hey, you should really check out this book. I've read it and I really enjoyed it. If you want to read the book before I've released it so that you can talk about it to other people and you want to like read it so that you can promote me, I'll absolutely send you it. No problem. I'm looking to get as many mouths yammering for me as possible. Although my street team has been fucking freaking screw it. Amazing. So, they're the reason why I've got people on here right now. I firmly believe that. Although most of you were on my street team that's here. And Kelly, you may as well be on my street team. But yeah, so that's the plans for Rum World, and I'm excited. So did anybody I guess that's pretty much it, right? I should probably go. Unless anybody had another question. Why am I blushing so hard? Like I can do this for HER realtors, no problem. I can do tarot readings, no problem. I start like reading my book and all of a sudden I'm blushing like crazy. Oh. It is very personal to me though. Like every single character has like a little bit of me woven into them. So I kind of exposed myself when I wrote Rum World. So it's that maybe that's why I'm feeling kind of weird. Although I didn't really like write anything crazy in the first one, so in the first chapter. But yeah, so I will read chapter 2 tomorrow, and there will be a bonus uh, fan favorite segment at the end. It'll be Tiffany's favorite scene in the book, and I think that's just about it. So I will talk to you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow because I'll be reading chapter 2. So you don't already have the PDF and you aren't able to read ahead. Sucks to be you. I guess wait till tomorrow. Or you can request one from me because I'm super chill about that. And if you're reading it, then you can talk about it. And that's what I need. I need people talking about it. So I will sign off now. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. All right, bye. Oh, there's something wrong with me. Peace.